Hey everyone, we're back and we're playing more Ad Nauseam in Modern today. Well, a version of Ad Nauseam anyway, right? So this is a iterated, updated version of the Land Nauseam that we were playing a couple videos ago, and I had fun with it. And after talking a little bit about it in the Ad Naus Discord, I had a variety of different ideas, ways to potentially improve it, and this is where I've sort of settled for another crack using the deck. So in particular, I wanted to reduce the CMC in the deck overall more if I could, and to that end I've swapped the Wishclaw Talismans for Insatiable Avarice. Insatiable Avarice lines up very nicely as like a thing we can play on turn 3 that we can then try to just like win with on turn 4, so that's pretty nice and convenient. In the main deck, I felt like the 4 Everflowing Chalice was potentially a little bit clunky, so we've gone up on Offer You Can't Refuse as essentially more rituals and Pact of Negation to enable that at instant speed. And then we've gone down to 2 Chalice. I've added green into the mana base, and the main reason for that is to be able to play Boseiju as like an anti-hate card. I think the mana base is a little bit sketchy with kind of the number of green, black, and blue sources we have, but I'm just kind of hoping that it works. There's certainly room to maybe cut a Baron more or two, or to potentially go a little bit further towards rainbow lands if needed rather than some of these pathways, so that's something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. I also want to be keeping an eye on if maybe like 1 Wishclaw or something is worth it as an additional tutor. I also like that this doesn't open our tutors up to getting destroyed by artifact or enchantment removal. In fact, it doesn't really do a whole lot against us overall. In the sideboard, we see more changes. So the Noxious Revival is there as a way to bring back Ad Naus to the top of the deck if it were to get discarded. Thassa's Oracle as an alternate win con to swap in against like hexproof concerns. Kahira because we can, so why not? And it's just sort of a free roll bluff. And then some various saga targets that let us skew in a particular direction if we need to. The Zurin Orb, the Hope of Ghirapur, the Expedition Map, so like Explosives Orb for more aggro, Hope and Map for more against control, and Crypt if there's a graveyard hate thing, and then some utility in lands. Radiant helps us skew more to anti-aggro, Boseiju's more anti-control, and then the extra copies of Boseiju as a anti artifact or enchantment hate piece, whatever. Island is also there as a potential way to beat Blood Moon. So if we have a single island in the deck, we can beat Blood Moon, where you cast your Ad Naus off of Lotus Bloom and then you play your island as land for turn, and then you can chain up offers off of that. So that's the idea. The Bojuka Bog is probably not that critical. This could be like a Tormod's Crypt instead, maybe, but who knows. Yeah, so that's the list. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it in a league, and maybe it's upgraded in a way that'll do well. Let's see. All right, so we are here in round number 1, revealing our Kahira, and our opening hand here looks pretty good. We've got Lotus Bloom, we've got Ad Nauseam, so this is going to be a snap keep. We've got Explosives and Radiant Fountain to hopefully stall for time if needed. Our opponent is on some form of Eldrazi deck, so they have a Devourer of Destiny. If you saw the last video we played on this, we played against Tron 4 times, and there was a lot of Trinispheres to be had, so I'm not so pleased about immediately seeing some sort of Eldrazi Tron or something, but I'm not so pleased to see that immediately, although this could actually be Brood Scale, it looks like. Which, I mean, Explosives, definitely a possible good card here. They name Eldrazi, and they're passing. Alright, so I'm going to suspend Bloom. I'm going to play Urborg. I could play Fountain. No, I'll play Urborg because I don't necessarily know what colors I want my other sources on. It's a little bit awkward where if I play Explosives on 2, I probably can't play Avarice on 3, although maybe it just sort of holds them back Okay, Mimic, interesting. Pact. I'm gonna play the Clearwater. And I guess I will explosives on 2. Yeah, if I have to, I can pop it. And maybe, you know, if I'm under like too much threat, or else otherwise I can just Avarice for an Ad Nauseam and go. Probably if we had to, not this turn, but the turn after, we would be able to pay for our pact if we were under such dire threat that it was like game losing. Looks like here they maybe have Fleshraker. And they do. So this becomes a 2/2. We have Bauble. We're kind of in an interesting spot here. So I'm gonna play Bauble. We could. Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense to hold back on the Avarice. And if I have to, I can counter and pay the pact. So yeah, I'm gonna play the Fountain. I'll Bauble on their upkeep. And we'll cast with Search. Putting the Ad Nauseam on top. All right. Then let's pass the turn. And we'll Bauble them. They have a Gemstone Caverns, okay. I should not be auto-yielding. Alright, so they're going to hit us for 4. They did play the Gemstone Caverns. Honestly, like, Thought Knot would be the thing I would actually like to see most here. Okay, they don't do anything. I'm going to stack the Bloom below the Bauble. Might as well draw first. And actually, that's a cool interaction that I wasn't even really thinking about when I did some of the building here. The ability for Bauble to draw on our upkeep, so we actually could have won even if we had to pact something there. That's a very cool interaction. All right, so we draw for turn. It's another Engineered Explosives. Not really a card we need. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play a Gemstone Mine and play an Ad Nauseam. Now we do have 10 CMC in our deck, so we can draw our entire deck. I'm not worried about Kozilek's Command because we have Pact of Negation, so that's okay. I think it's 3, right? It's been so long since I've like cast an Ad Nauseam where I wanted to like hold the 3 button that I don't remember if it's actually 3. I think it's 3. We're going to test that in a second. Maybe I'll test it when I get down to like 1 card. Okay, so it is 3. Okay, so I can not repeat any longer. Again, we have 4 packs, so we're just super safe right now. And I'm only going to show them... Oh, they see all of our cards. So we're going to cast a Bauble, holding priority, and then we can offer you can't refuse it. Make some treasures. What do they have? Kozilek's Command? Yep. Yeah, so we're going to counter that. Notably, Cavern is only going to be for the creatures, I think, right? Yeah, creature spell. All right. And yeah, so they scoop it up. Nice. All right, so what do we want against what looks to be, well, Mimic is a little bit weird. Maybe it's not Broodscale if they're playing Mimic. Actually, yeah, Mimic doesn't seem reasonable for Blue Scale. What is happening here? Can I see my deck list? Oh, it's tiny. Sure. Not sure what happened there. But we'll go like this. Lightning Storm, I think I'm not worried about targeting. I do expect hate artifacts. I could be under a little bit of life total pressure. Crypt, I don't think I need. Map, I don't think I need. Explosives is not the best. So maybe we bring in Fountain. And explosives can get like a Chalice. Do I think that they're really a Chalice deck? Maybe like 2 explosives, and then we're bringing in the Besageuse, so that should be okay. And then trim, like... Honestly, Pact is not the greatest. No, we do need some number of Pact, though. Well, we probably don't need 4 Pact. Probably don't even need 3 Pact. Could leave maybe an extra explosives, cut like... And Saga's not the greatest there. Do you want the mana? Cut like 1 Baron more. And maybe we, well, on the draw, no, 3 Zerns I think is good on the draw, right? Maybe we do cut the 1 explosives because it's kind of, it is decent against like Trinisphere or something too. I don't know for sure they have it, but I mean, do I really just want to rely on Besageuse? Maybe not. Okay, so we could cut 1 more Pact. We'll just do 1 Pact. A little bit dicey maybe, but trying to be a little bit more like defensive / interactive. So we have our Kahira. We have a pretty good 7, I would say. It's very similar to our last 7. So we've got Bloom, we've got explosives for Chalice if needed, and we can play it for colorless for 1 on 0. So this is definitely what I would call a snap keep. Devourer of Destiny, revealing. What did they reveal? Linebreaker, Kozilek's Command, Thought-Knot Seer. Okay. All right. So if they didn't take those, maybe they took a land. Right. Our turn, draw for turn. We have double Bloom. That's pretty good. Question is, am I going to play explosives on 0? I think I'm not, and I do think I need the 3 lands, so I'm going to play more tapped. Yeah, because I'll wait to see, because like, for example, if they have a Trinisphere, and this could be a Trinisphere. Oh, it's Linebreaker, okay. I mean, haste 4 power. It's definitely speedy. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a little bit concerning. Still okay on life total. But then I'll Chalice, multi-kicked for 1. This is going to get big quickly. They have the 3 ball, all right. So we do have 4 mana next turn. Yeah, I mean, they're going to hit us to 14. The blooms tick down, draw for turn. Don't have the right colors of mana. That would have been a case for playing Clearwater. So here, yeah, I guess it's just we have to play Avarice to get the Ad Nauseam. And then we deal with the Trinisphere next turn. The other option is we get like a Besageuse, but then we just have no path to win. So I think I'm not into that. The Zern Orb is a decent pickup because it means if we go fairly low, we can like Zern Orb our way back up, and that should hopefully like give us a path here. The interesting question is, do I just let these blooms die? And I think actually maybe I do. So if that heralds the end is really not the biggest deal, although this is going to be a chunk of damage. Although explosives will pop Linebreaker, so that's nice. All right, so we're taking 8 going to Going to 6. Yeah, I think I have to just let these die and then play explosives. Why is it that every time I play against this deck, I play against a Trinisphere deck? What is that? I think what 5 out of my 6 games on stream with this deck I've played against Trinispheres. They haven't necessarily had the Trinisphere every game, but that's pretty crazy. So 1, 2, 3 explosives. And now we pass. And this triggers beginning of combat. So we can pop this like in their first main. If they have like another line breaker. Two cards left. 6 mana. Like a smasher? Or are they casting the Devourer? No, they only have First Strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, Ward, pay 7 life. That doesn't matter. So here we can just pop the explosives. We're going to take 2 down to 4, but then we do have 8 life here up to 12. If we draw a land, we have it locked up. If we don't, it gets a little bit more iffy. Okay, but that's actually a problem though, because that yeah. Oh wait, did I board out? Hang on, let me view my sideboard. No, so there's 3 Avarice, 4 what's it called? 4 of the counterspell, offer you can't refuse, and then 1, so there's 10. No, wait, that's 10 mana. 11 mana? Oh no, we do just have it locked up. Okay, so I can't play this because then I won't have mana after the Ad Naus. So we're gonna float our mana. We should just be okay here. I didn't bring in Revival. No, yeah, I didn't bring in anything that's gonna get me here. All right. So, barely getting there. Making a blue. Bauble holding priority. An interesting thing that we can do in general. Oh, and they scoop it up. So I was going to say an interesting thing we can do in general, or that we should remember to do in general, if it's game 1 and we're, not 100% sure about our list, we should just play an extra bauble to look at a top card. It's just slightly more info that we otherwise wouldn't get, and the draw is not going to matter. All right, but we are up a game over colorless Eldrazi beating a Trinisphere and a turn 2 line breaker. Sweet, good stuff. All right, we are on the play and revealing our Kahira. Okay, so we've got Double Bloom, Pact Offer, no way to necessarily find a Naus. And Avarice would not be the greatest here, although I guess, okay, so I guess we do have Pact Offer. So how much mana would we have if we never drew another land? We would have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Avarice with both modes to draw into the Pact is 5, or to draw the cards is 5. So I would need to draw at least 1 more land. I would need to also draw a land to potentially suspend a Profane. I think this hand is close. I mean, it wins on 4, probably. I think I'm gonna mulligan though, right? We are likely to draw enough mana. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is very similar as far as hands go. I think it's a slightly better version of the same hand. So we do have the explosives, assuming the Jegantha indicates energy. We also have the Zurin Orb. We can offer whichever one we don't end up using. And Bauble is Bauble's a card draw. All right, so I am going to keep this. I'm not like thrilled about it, but this is what we've got. So, and I could also explosives on one now. Yeah, I think I will do that. So it should potentially shut down their like aggressive start pretty well. And then we bauble them. And, you know, we see, are they actually on energy? This might make them like play things out a little bit more slowly, which could give us time to draw into something as well. And this could just get like static prisoned as well, but I mean, again, we're slowing them down. Arid Mesa, okay. Can accept that. They're probably confused after seeing the Kahira. I think this is better than going to 5. 5 maybe starts to get a little too dicey. And then they've got the Ocelot Pride. I will just blow this up if we draw the land, I think. We kind of do. Okay, now we do. So Pathway is good. I'm gonna wait just because, well, I could also Zurin and then offer and then cycle as well as pop it. Is that worth doing? I'd have to spend both of my treasures to do that. I think no. Yeah, I think I'm okay playing this like a turn slower with the cycle. To potentially like keep Zurin if I need it or whatever. I'm gonna do this like post combat, but really in the beginning of their end step, or when they're passing out of there. So basically I'm saying I'll take 1 damage and give them 1 life in exchange for making it harder for them to play another 1-drop. Because they have to be willing to pass here if they don't play a 1-drop. If they just play like an Ajani or something, well, then I just crack it. Okay, so here, yeah, like if they hit into a 1-drop, then we get to eat it as well. And look, they do. Guide of Souls. So they play that. So now we crack it. Go to our turn, tick down the bloom, and Avarice is a pretty good pickup. So I could ritual out the Avarice, and I think I'm going to. So if I Zurin offer, I go to 3 mana, I Avarice something to the top. I have this bloom coming off next turn, and I have 6 mana. So I'm liking our position right about now. Avarice was fantastic off the top. I mean, I guess the thing that would punish us here pretty badly is a Dash Dragavan. That would be game losing. I think they would have played that last turn. Well, no, they wouldn't have played that last turn if they had it, maybe. Well, we can't beat everything. Hopefully they don't have it. Hopefully they just go like Land Flage or, you know, Ocelot, Guide of Souls Ocelot, make a big pile of guys, whatever. Any of that would be fine. Avarice is not great against, okay, well, no Ragavan. I guess the other thing is if they have some sort of artifact or enchantment removal in upkeep, but I don't think there's anything that they play main deck that would do that. Okay. So we've got the mana, we've got the Ad Naus. Let's see what they have. Nothing. Hopefully nothing. Do they have main deck Orum's Chant? Are they going to chant us? I mean, I can just draw a bunch of cards, but not all of the cards if they do that. So they bolt us down to 14. They bolt us to 11. No, we've spent 2 things so far, so we're just totally fine. Yeah, so it's 11 total mana. We have 9 left in our deck here. So this is just totally fine. 3 working as intended. We'll stop here, 5 life. I'm gonna play a bauble. I'm gonna look at their top card. It's a Galvanic Discharge, okay. I mean, we knew that, but you never know when you might see some spicy tech. Offer. Make some treasures. Let me find another. So here's another bauble. Make some more treasures. We've got Lightning Storm. It's satisfying to cast Lightning Storm. Holding control to hold priority. And now we need to play the Lightning Storm game. It's been a while since I've played the Lightning Storm game prior to, you know, getting this deck going. 4. So that's 10, 12, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. I'll do one more for good measure because it really doesn't matter. We would not like to choose a new target. And yeah, so it's 30 plus 16, 19, and we win game number 1 with a nice victory over Boros Energy, the engineered explosives. I don't want to say coming in clutch, but being a pretty decent card. All right, so we want our anti-aggro stuff. So we want Radiant Fountain, we want Zuran Orb, we want the explosives. Island, I mean, they could be on Blood Moon. I think I will bring it in. Hate artifacts are less common from them, so I think I'm a little bit less likely to need these Besejus. What don't I need? I mean, honestly, all of this is pretty good. Pact, I do want, given that, you know, like the presence of hate stuff. Lightning Storm versus Thassa's Oracle. We could probably play basically entirely at sorcery speed here. Is there a benefit to playing at instant speed with the Lightning Storm? Not that I can necessarily think of. So yeah, they're not gonna have like counter magic or anything. I guess we could, if they were holding up like a silence or something like that, we could potentially sneak something and punish them. All right, I'll consider it, but I'm not excited about it because I'd like to be able to cut these Pact to the Titans. Yeah, but all right, no, it's fine. What don't I need? I mean, I can cut a land or two. So brought in the Radiant. Otawara is just going to be slow. I don't really need that. And maybe we cut like a 1 Baron more. This match is not really going to be decided by cycling. Maybe even 1 more Baron more. And then like 1 Everflowing Chalice. Something like this. Honestly, maybe even 2 Chalice and 1 fewer Baron more. Like this? No. Yeah, alright. Let's go like this. Could also swap in a Beseju. Nah, alright. Alright. If it goes to a game 3, I will swap in a Beseju over like one of the green pathways. Kind of not much reason not to, I think. So energy. So we are revealing our Jegantha. So this does give them information that we have not swapped into the Thassa's Oracle plan, but we could think about strategically not revealing our Jegantha to make them think. And in fact, I think that would have been a spot to strategically not reveal our Jegantha. How do I feel about this hand? It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And if I do hit a blue source to offer this Pact, I think I like it. So I am going to keep. Radiant Fountain is good. Saga's not, but it's not the worst. Probably a lead on Urborg. They have a guide. Zuran Orb is pretty good here. Because I will need that life if I'm to survive until turn 4. Could cast... I don't even think you can cast this for no modes, but it would be funny. I've got the Amped Raptor. Goblin Bombardment. That could be a lot of pressure. They cast it. Hit me for 1. Saga. Not what we need. I guess I do get to... No, but next turn, if I have to Avarice, it's a little bit worse. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to play Orb here yet. I will play like Fountain Orb next turn if I don't draw a land. And then I get to think about whether I want to Avarice or if I want to what's it called? Oh, that's a Johnny Bombardment is just bad news. So how much is this? This is 3, 4, 5. Can't do anything about it. So all right, I mean that's 5 plus could be 4 plus, well, sack 1, make a new one. We're not dead, but it's not good because they like sacked the raptor or the, oh yeah, and they have the red, so this is gonna hit us for 3. So make another thing, hit us for 3, and they have 3 potential damage there. Gain another life. Yeah, I mean it's bad. It's certainly what one would call bad. Draw another Zuran Orb, which is not a good draw. Or Fountain takes us up to 12. Zuran Orb, but we can't really use it yet. Saga to get us something that filters mana. Maybe it's worth playing like 1 Chromatic Star or something. Well, no. So, okay, I could make a construct and block with it. If I do that, I take... How much do I take? I take... Profane is even not fast. I just can't do this. I would need to hit a explosives. And I'm just taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, blocking 1, 2. We're super dead. But let's see what they do. I'm just gonna pass because maybe they just like, I don't know, are scared of open mana or something. And when I say we're dead, I mean we could sack lands to Zuran Orb, but that's not exactly a winning strategy. Buys us a turn, but it's not like we have like a couple Lotus Blooms coming off suspend that we can do something with. And even if we like get explosives on 2, crack it, we're still going to be facing too much pressure on the board. So we'll see what they play. Okay, so they have White Orchid Phantom. So I think I'm going to let this happen and then fail to find. Although, did I bring in the, hang on. Did I bring in the island? I did. So that would come in tapped. I mean, is it worth showing them that to theoretically have it out next turn, but not really? So we have the island, comes in tapped, 3, 4. This rituals us up to 5. Yeah, it's just not realistic at all. All right, I'm just gonna scoop it up. Might as well not give them the info. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in a Boseiju over a Bark Channel. Do I want anything else here? Do I want the Everflowings back on the play? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm fine just like running it back like this. Cut 1 more Baron more for a Bark Channel. again, I'm not going to be cycling that much. Maybe I want the like the untapped source. Could also think about bringing in the Otawara to have more blue sources, because offer for faster mana is pretty relevant. Yeah, I'll actually do that. So we could go like this. Alright. I think that worked. Kahira. Not going to be relevant in this matchup, and I should have not shown it. This hand is, like, okay. I have Profane, I have Explosives. I'm going to keep... I'm not psyched about it, but we do have, like, the turn 1 Explosives that can potentially, like, hold them back. What? That is not what we meant to have happen. I'm gonna cycle that, I guess, but did I not? That's very annoying. I thought that hit the... I thought I played that on 1. Did I must have just not clicked on it. Oh, that's annoying. We need blue mana quickly here. So the suspend is good. Avarice is going to line up not that well with that. I mean, it's not entirely useless to have this on 0. We can hit like cat tokens or whatever, but it really should have been on 1. Yeah, all right. I mean, they make some cats. They do get to pump this up a little bit. I need a blue source badly off the top here. That is not it. And now we're in a lot of trouble. So Avarice doesn't really do anything for us. The Pacts... Yeah, we would have been in such better shape had this... I guess I just hit okay without it taking the mana. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I mean, because now we don't have the mana to follow up. So like, even if we draw the blue source next turn, we have 4. I guess that does take us to... No, it only takes us up to 5. So it's not enough. We have Static Prison, which they're going to cast. And we can crack this, or we can make a construct token. I guess we crack it. Is that... No. Honestly, I think we just let it go. Make the construct. Yeah, we're losing this one. I mean, maybe we would have still lost this one because we didn't... I mean, but then I wouldn't have cycled Barrenmore in that case. Maybe I shouldn't have cycled Barrenmore anyway. Figured in our, what, 26 lands deck, we'd draw another land, but maybe not. So these are each going to pump something. It's going to be huge. Profane comes off. I mean, I guess I could Profane for a Explosives and hope we just draw like running lands and try and play a much slower game. It's a theoretical out, but it's not a likely one. See what they put the tokens on. Yeah, so I guess that is my play. It's going to be Profane for Explosives, pop everything. This cat and the raptor will live, and then we can kill the cat with this follow-up, as well as the new cat that's going to get made. Yeah, so I'm not gonna... I'll make my 1/1 at end step. There's no real point to doing it now. Yeah, so we're at 7. 3, 4, 5. I mean, I can... Oh, well, it's another 1. Okay, so that will die, but there's going to be a pile of cats to deal with. And they're gaining 1,000,000 life, and actually they're going to risk getting to the point where we can't win through this much life. based on the number of lands in the deck, right? So if we, let's say we have like 5 lands out of the deck, 20, we're still barely there, but it could go very wrong very quickly. All right, so I think it has to be explosives. There's no way around that. We draw for turn. That's not good. So I think now we're just dead anyway. And I guess I can get like a Baubl's no good. Zurin Orb is also no good. How many tokens is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Assuming I block the Amped Raptor. So I will have to... Yeah, I mean, alright, theoretically, but it's not gonna happen. So did I guess I just didn't click the mana. Yeah. So we have our explosives back, but even blocking, again, we block the Raptor, and then we pop all of the zeros, but we're still taking too much damage. We have to sack basically all of our lands to do this. I guess if they do, we do get to kill the Raptor. So if they have nothing else, maybe. We have to sack both of our lands, though, which is terrible. In the ring, okay. I mean, that is life loss. It's also cards, so we're going to be dead in a turn or two. So, okay, so if I, hear me out. I sack both of the lands. I draw a blue source. I block like that. So that is 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I have to sack both of my lands. If they whiff on like their but now I don't have anything to use the explosive. Okay, so I have to draw a blue source, offer to get the treasures to pop it. All right. This is getting more and more complicated by the minute. If only we had played our land on the correct thing, or our explosives on the correct number. Now, would it have mattered? Maybe not. So we did just never see the blue source for offer. So I think, but I think we wouldn't have cycled Barrenmoor, so we would have had Barrenmoor as our turn 3 land, and we potentially could have like Insatiabled for, or no, if we tutor for something and then we like Insatiable the next turn and the explosives being on 1 slows them down enough. I think there's a world where we win that, and that just comes down to a misclick. So, I mean, sometimes that happens. All right, next round. All right, so we have revealed our Gigantha, and we are on the draw. Our hand here is, I would say, pretty decent. We have what looks like a turn 4, not our Gigantha, our Kahira. We have what looks like a turn 4 Ad Nauseam. So I'm definitely going to keep it. Opponent has mulled to 5. So, hey, maybe that's good for us, or maybe it's another Transfer deck. Misty Rainforest. All right, so it could be a lot of things. The first thing I sort of think of is like Grinding Breach. But we'll see. Barrenmoor for turn. Probably going to cycle that, looking for a Pact. But we'll suspend. I could also play the Barrenmoor and then play Saga. Profane on 2, Darkbore on 3. And then Avarice. No, but that doesn't make sense to use Avarice there. Okay, so I think I'm more likely to need to cycle this Barrenmoor looking for something, so I'm going to just play it. And then, yeah, we have Saga on 2. Maybe we should have, like, 1 Needle in the sideboard. Sewers. Okay, so maybe this is actually Frog. In which case, slower game, constructs, those are things I'm more interested in. But I probably will still cycle this. Although, actually, maybe not. Because if I don't... Well, I do need to suspend the Profane. Okay, no, I am going to cycle it. They could have like a Bowmasters here. They don't. We're getting some mana value out of our deck. How dare I call it mana value and not the correct converted mana cost. So I think it's not a Bowmasters, otherwise they would have played it there. So hopefully it's just like hold up counterspell, which suspending is pretty nice against. You can kind of set these up to come off in the same turn. Making constructs is certainly a good thing here with these sagas if they're playing, you know, a little bit more defensively or reactionarily with a counterspell up. And we can... Oh, Radiant Fountain. Okay, that's good. So this just gives us like a clean double saga hand. And so I can suspend the Profane. Not that. This. There we go. And pass. I mean, maybe they have a Bowmasters and they didn't bite because they're like, okay, you know, I want to hold up counterspell. But I think if, you know, especially on like a Mull 5 where you have no clock, if your opponent like cycles a Barrenmoor on the first end step, what are you so scared of on turn 2 that you need to hold up the counterspell? Oh, this could be like Living End. With Living End with no creatures though? Because this is a little bit weird for Frogtide. Yeah, it is Living End. Alright. So I guess they could bring back a Generosent. I like our chances here a little bit more against Living End than I do against Frogtide, because they're just playing less counterspells, right? So I mean, here they want to bring back one Generosent. I mean, sure, you played a 3-mana 5/7. That doesn't really matter. Now, I do need to worry a little bit about like a Force Negation, but... So I think it's reasonable to actually still use the Avarice here anyway, because like it kind of means that I can use this Profane Tutor, and if they counter it, I get my Ad Naus versus like, so I kind of get the Ad Naus no matter what. So it would mean that the thing for them to do actually is to counter the, it does kind of throw away the Avarice, but I mean, they mulled to 5 and this game is not about card advantage. So I think I'm willing to risk that. And they're thinking here. Are they thinking about, I don't know what they're thinking about. They can't force that, so. Best draw, obviously Pact would be good. Ad Naus would also be acceptable, because then I could like tutor for Pact before the bloom comes off and be in an okay spot, like mana-wise there. Yeah, I wonder, Saga target to go up on mana. There's got to be something. Mox Amber doesn't quite work. Everflowing Chalice doesn't quite work. I'll take another look at potential Saga targets. There's Springleaf Drum, which is always a little bit awkward, but not the worst idea. Actually, alongside Pact to the Titan, Springleaf Drum is kind of interesting. So maybe one Springleaf Drum has merit. I guess it would only generate mana after comboing, but that's actually, that was the situation last game where we maybe, or last match where we maybe could have won if we had a post-combo mana. Yeah, that's relevant. That's actually very, very relevant. This deck should be playing a Springleaf Drum, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna play the Avarice to kind of ensure that I get the Ad Naus no matter what. It's not like I'm doing anything else with it. I mean, yes, I could make a construct, but constructs are not going to get there against Living End, so maybe this baits them to like countering this. Probably not, but they're probably asking themselves, why am I playing this when I have a Profane Tutor coming off suspend? But we'll see. Pathway, not the greatest pickup, but it's not the worst. Okay, they're Swamp Cycling. Watery Grave. And a cycle curator. All right. All of the cycling is happening. Gonna put an add-ons on top, even if they have like an Architects of Will or something. Let's say they have like, you know, bring back Architects of Will, scramble, but then we have Profane, so we could go get the add-ons anyway. So I'm not too concerned about that. The bigger concern is them countering our Bloom. But I kind of can't really do anything about that at this point. They do go for the Shardless. And we know one card in their hand is a Swamp. The cards that they do have here don't do anything. 5, 11, 15. So we have 2 mana out of our deck, so we have 9s, 15, 9, 24. Zurin Orb would pull us into okay territory even after taking an attack. The food doesn't matter. And we are just gonna go for it here. Don't really have any other play. Saga, we do get to like fetch out Bauble and potentially no, we can't go instant speed. No, we could actually go instant speed. Saga, we could like fetch out Bauble, look at their top card, and like consider going instant speed. Maybe. Breeding Pool, that's not a swamp. So they're tapped there. So what swamp did they get? Watery Grave. Okay. Alright, so they have 2 cards. So it would have to be literally Force of Negation and blue card to stop us here. And they have to not make a mistake and counter the Profane Tutor. So we'll give them the opportunity to counter this first and potentially make a mistake, but they don't, so we'll get the Ad Nauseam. They let that go pretty quick. They are kind of pausing though. And maybe they do just have Force Blue card. That would be bad. We'd probably lose the game. Alright, they don't. I think if they had... And maybe they're waiting to try and get us. I guess we can see what we... Well, we're obviously going to see what we draw. So we go to draw. Saga ticks down. Draw another Saga. That's not the most useful. I could make a construct and just like pass. I think that's just worse. So I could get Bauble, I could get Zurin Orb. I think I'm gonna get... I think I get Zurin Orb. Alternately, if I get Bauble, I look at their top card, and if I see it's safe, I could wait. But then I'm gonna get hit so low that I need the Zurin Orb anyway, so actually that's not realistic. So I guess I just get Zurin Orb in case something goes wrong. And then it is Pathway. Or is it Saga? I guess it's Saga to like buy time if I needed to. Maybe I can't live 2 hits, but maybe I'm like deluding myself into the fact that I could live 2 hits because I can. No, but I need the colored mana anyway. No, it just has to be Pathway. All right, I think we're just going because we don't really have a lot of other options. Yeah, Force Negation. I would think that they would counter the Bloom, but maybe not. Okay, so we're good. And yeah, it's satisfying to like draw, and then once you have your packs, you're like, okay, got there. Yeah, so Springleaf Drum is interesting. I think 1 Angel's Grace is maybe also interesting to like if we draw and then stall for a turn. Or maybe more like pitch spells, but They can't be expensive. No, pitch balls are usually expensive, so that doesn't work. Never mind. Alright, so let's play the bauble, see if they have any weird tech. Here we'll bauble, offer, bauble them. Living End on top of the treasures. So I'll maybe make a little bit more just in case. I don't know what they could conceivably have at this point. I guess they could have like endurance, but what would that even do? Nothing. Yeah, all right. So if we lightning storm, I guess we can hold up offer to, no, again, not that it's relevant. Holding control so that I am dumping all of my lands. 1, 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 1, 2, 4, and then the 3 from the lightning storm itself. All right. So are they going to play the try to redirect the lightning storm game? Sometimes people do, but it never works. I think I've maybe lost in many years of playing Ad Nauseam. I think I've lost to that once, where I think my opponent was playing like some sort of like maybe it was like seismic swans or something, and they had like also gained some life, and it was just like a super fringe situation. Or maybe it was with a like a value Naus that, because I didn't have the spoils. I don't remember exactly, but there was, I think, one weird fringe time where the opponent won with the lightning storm redirect game, but it never wins, and they know whether it's going to win or not in advance. All right, so we're up a game against Living End. So, what do I want out of them? Lightning Storm to play at instant speed, yes. Bajuka Bog, yeah. Tormod's Crypt, yup. Hope of Girapur, I think so. Engineered Explosives is definitely a good bit worse. Island, I don't think we need it. The Besagus we do want. So we won't be revealing our Kahira. Chalice is good. Zurin Orb, it has some utility. Like it lets us come back from like a big chunk. I think it is worth it. Other cards we don't need. Radiant Fountain is a little bit not necessary, I think. Maybe we cut like the 2 Radiant Fountains. Map could go get a Bog, but I think that's a little bit slow. I don't think we need Island. Not expecting Hate Artifacts, so I don't think we need Besaju. Revival, they're not playing Grief anymore, so I don't expect to get my Ad Nauseam discarded. So I think I'm okay going like this. Yeah, I think I feel pretty okay with this. We have to remember our CMC is up to 12 now because we did add the Hope. Saga just, I mean, Saga puts a lot of pressure on them too to like go before Saga pops, because you never know what sort of graveyard hate people have. And, you know, it's something they got to worry about, be mindful of. But yeah, I mean, this version of it I think feels like a noticeable improvement over last time, but maybe that's just because I'm not playing against Trinisphere decks all day. Who knows? Something I did think about trying to fit in, and I tried a little bit of brewing with this, was if you could fit in like Asmo and a cookbook or two. I think it's just like too many slots for not enough benefit. How do I feel about this? We've got Profane, we've got a Ever-Flowing Chalice. So like we could turn 2, suspend a Profane, turn 3, Chalice. We have 3 mana. Probably on turn 3 we can Chalice and Offer. I don't love it, but I think I am going to keep it. We also have Offer to like potentially shut down a Living End. The double Profane is not bad either. So like kind of depending on how things are developing, how aggressive versus defensive they are, we can play either more aggressively or defensively. I would like to just like see a bloom and then I can use my Offer defensively. But who knows? There is also, if we draw land like turn 2 Chalice, turn 3 double Profane, and try to go on 5. I think that's a little bit too dicey though. But like we're not guaranteed to have a 4 anyway. The Pact is decent, even though it looks kind of bad just because it's an offerable thing. So we have that covered, at least, instead of like needing to draw another 0 or chucking our Chalice or whatever. I could also just like not play the Chalice and instead just like Pact Offer. Pact Offer, definitely dicey if they counter the offer. You just die. Sometimes that can happen. Bark Channel, okay. I mean, untapped land is decent. So we do have to play that. I'm not willing to just like run out a Pact Offer on turn 1 here. Ideally, what we're going to be looking for is using it on like their turn after they're tapped out, or again, potentially using it defensively. I mean, they can potentially get in a Living End underneath this if they, because like I'm going to be suspending a Profane next turn, but hopefully it's a small enough Living End that I can like take a hit or two if need be. Well, surveilling that away is not good. I mean, I could in theory like pass, hold up, offer. I don't know if that's really like a winning play. I guess let me see what they do here. Probably they're just gonna like play a land and hold up mana. It's gonna be annoying. Don't think I have another play though. We do have 1 mana out of our deck, so it's 11. Okay, well they're fetching now. Not sure if I like or dislike that. What could they have? Okay, so okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. They can return a non-avatar, and they don't. Okay, so I think they certainly have the Living End, and I think we are dead if we do not play around it here. So I think I have to play. Do I play Gemstone or do I play the? I think I'm gonna play the Tide Channel. I'm just gonna pass. And we just have to hope that we like counter the Living End and then they don't have another one or something, because it's not gonna win us the game to let this Living End happen. First of all, what did they reveal? Force of Vigor, that's good to know. Waker of Waves, Force Negation, Flare of Denial, Huskburster Swarm, interesting. Halo Forager, what is that? Sure. Okay. Alright, so it looks like normal stuff, Force Negation. So we're gonna counter, or Force of Vigor, I mean. So we'll counter that. They have their Shardless. 2 Shardlesses were hit there. So, okay, I mean. Next turn we have like Radiant, Chalice, Suspend Profane, probably. We're still like 2 turns away, but maybe. If they miss for like a turn, we could get there. But also we need them to not have interaction. We did hit Flare, Force, 2 Subtleties as well. Subtlety is interesting because it doesn't do anything against us. This is not going to be relevant in time, I think. They do have a bunch of mana, and maybe if they have like another one of these Halo Foragers or something, but who knows. This also gives us a turn to draw some Grave Hate. And do we? Do we is the question. So if I don't draw, yeah, I think Tormod's Crypt would be my most preferred draw. Bojuka Bog would also be like totally fine. Honestly, Bog might even be better because it's uncounterable. Definitely need to be mindful of the Force of Vigors. Pact of Negation is not the worst. It's not good yet, but it will help us force through the combo. So if they have like Flare, or I mean, if they had Flare, I think they would have maybe used it offensively there. But they could have Force of Negation, certainly. Alright, so we're going to go Radiant Fountain, gain 2 life, kick this Chalice, and then suspend a Profane. 1 multi-kicker. And if they want to Force a Negation this, that is totally okay. Suspend a Profane. Alright, we do only have 4 mana, and not 2 of it is blue, so we can't Pact. A little bit annoying. But I guess if they were to flip a Living End here, they would have 18 power in play, plus 2 from the Curator. We would be exactly dead in the 2 here, and then another swing. So we basically have to, ripping out also off the top actually doesn't do it either, because we don't have a 0 mana way to make mana. And this just means we're even more dead if that happens. Alright, so they ban a Generosent. We are tapped out. Burden. Surgical would also potentially be something bad. Tapped Hedge Maze, they're looking to bin another card, maybe before they draw. 1 card on top, so they don't have it this turn. Take the 2 from the Shardless. Put us to 20. I mean, they do only have 1 other Shardless. What did they do with their treasures? Oh, they Waker of Waves. Never mind. Feels like they do have some sort of like defensive counter magic, maybe. The interesting thing here, though, is well, I guess if they Living End next turn, we don't care. We just let it happen. Because, you know, we're going to try and win the turn after that. So it'll be Gemstone, suspend another Profane that doesn't really matter. Oh, they do just have the Halo Forager. All right, never mind. So here, do we have any option other than, I mean, if we pact it, we die, so we can't pact it. We have to, I guess it's 18, so if we boarded out the explosives. We could like pact a blocker in, but that's not good enough either. I guess we'd have to draw Zurin Orb is what has to happen. If we draw Zurin Orb, maybe there's a chance we can like take a hit, and then yeah, we could like take a hit and then we sack a land, and then if we like top deck another land. No, but it's not good enough either because we're still going to be off by the mana. Okay, maybe it's Zurin Orb, we take a hit, we draw Offer. Offer goes +1 mana. And then, yeah, but then we only have 6 life. It's not, I think it's impossible. Not 100% sure it's impossible, but I think it's impossible. They have Mystical Dispute in their deck, worth noting. I mean, we definitely had to make the play that we did where we like countered the Living End. We would have been dead if we didn't do that, but it's definitely unfortunate to not get the Suspend going on turn 2. And here, again, we could have pacted this, but then we just die, so that's not the best either. I'm gonna see what we draw, just in case there's something I'm not quite thinking of. But I mean, maybe Radiant Fountain? Mishra's Bauble. Don't think that's gonna do it. Oh, with the Waker anyway. No, it's just too much. I wasn't even counting this Waker in all of the math. 15, yeah, we're just super dead. I mean, okay, is there any way... Packed, Bauble, no, well, okay, I packed, I blocked that, no, but I still take 23, no. All right, it's over. So, game 3, I think I like our list here. Kind of am interested in the Noxious Revival, if they're going to be playing, it's kind of a hate card against the fairy thing that they just had, although maybe it's not necessary, because... like, we're on the play here, so we should just be faster. Yeah, I'm just going to try and be faster and just send like this. Could think about like our Radiant Fountain back in, but I think the Boseiju is good. We cut like 1 Baron more. No, but we're on the play. All right, I'm good like this. This hand doesn't really do a whole lot. That's going to be a mulligan. This hand, I mean... like send away a Zurin Orb. We have a lot of mana. We have this extra draw from the Mishra's Bauble. I think I'm going to go to 5. I think it's too likely to miss. This we keep. Get rid of the Lightning Storm and maybe the Bauble? No, because I do need blue for the offer. Profane is how I get my my Ad Nauseam. Yeah, maybe it does actually have to. Maybe it's the Radiant Fountain. It's more likely that we draw another land than we draw another 0, but this means we can suspend on 2, which is important. All right, I'll get rid of the Bauble. This is not exactly great, but we have Boseiju, so we could get through counter magic. I can use this offer defensively if I can find a blue source. We do need Profane to resolve, and it won't. I think I like our chances better here than with like the double bloom hand though, because that hand is, I think, too likely to just like completely whiff and die. Here the things we need to hit are the things that are much more common in our deck. We need to hit lands, zeros. I mean, we're roughly similar for blue source versus Ad Nauseam or a tutor. Okay, that's a blue source, that's good. So Radiant Fountain, gain 2. Suspend the Profane. We have the interesting situation of, do we, because they'll play a land and pass back to us, do we play the Gemstone Hold Up Offer, or do we play the Boseiju? We probably play the Gemstone Hold Up Offer. I kept a card on top. Cycle Street Wraith. Cycle again. Maybe they miss a land. Hedge Maze. I mean, okay. I'd like to just see another land, honestly. Try and win like a slightly slower game. Bauble is decent. I mean, I could go in here with like Bauble Offer. If they do bring something back, it would kind of require them to have Force of Negation. If they like bring some Street Wraiths back here. It's not the end of the world. I'd have 5 mana. Yeah, if they tap out and bring stuff back, I mean, it does put the demand on them to have the force. I mean, the flip side of this is they have the... I mean, so if they have the counterspell and the living end, we're just kind of beat here, right? The other option is I hold this back. If they go for the living end, I counter it. And then like next turn, I have like a Boseiju. Maybe they counter mine, and I just try and play it slower. All right, I think I am into that. So I think I'm just gonna play this bauble, and pass. And, you know, take my shot at drawing like another 0 if they don't have the living end. And if they don't have the living end and they just have like the counterspell, then I do at least get to offer to defend my Profane Tutor, which is, I think, probably the most likely way I win this game. We'll bauble them, see what's coming. Waker of Waves, okay. It's like fine. Okay, so I mean this is good. This is good because they're not going for the living end because they don't have it, it looks like. I guess they're thinking about what to oh no, they don't have discard. What are they thinking about on their own end step? I don't know. We only have 5 minutes left. This has been a slow game. All right, so I'm gonna stack the Profane under the bauble, so I draw first, maybe draw something relevant. That's a land at least. I mean, this does give them a pile of mana if we counter it, which is definitely annoying. We're still kind of a couple turns away. But if they didn't have the living end last turn, maybe they don't have it this turn. Okay, so we get the Ad Naus. So that happens. We draw for turn. Lotus Bloom. So I can use this offer defensively. And so it's like Suspend Bloom, Boseiju, Pathway next turn. I mean, yeah, there's a chance. Seems like they can, I mean, yeah, they can only really living end at like sorcery speed, so. Boseiju is pretty good against any of their counter magic. We potentially, if they, so I mean, if they go here is actually the more concerning thing for me. Because I mean, okay, we counter. Maybe they're trying to counter with Mystical Dispute up though, which would be annoying. Because I mean, we could have played Clearwater Pathway for that instance, but then we don't have our Boseiju, so I think that's just not good. Endurance. I think they didn't see. That's strange. I mean, maybe they figure we could be playing Thassa's Oracle, but like they saw game 1, we're not playing Thassa's Oracle, so I don't know. And they do bring back a lot of power here if they have it. Okay, Overlord is fine. That I'm not so concerned about. Another Flare, Curator, yeah. And another Street Wraith. They're going down to 13. Low life total. Seiju is just pretty good. I'm hoping they honestly just have a handful of force negations. And then we have, you know, land Ad Nauseam. Now we can't win in the same turn because again we don't have the mana. And even if I draw a 0, I'm not going to risk the offer getting countered to go up on mana to be able to win that turn, because they'll see that coming a mile away. So we're going to pass one more turn here. We could go for like an end step uncounterable Naws or something like that. Another offer is actually a pretty decent pickup. So we'll play a Clearwater, and we are just passing. We can like double counter if we really needed to. This also opens up interesting things of like they go for, well, but the thing is, does a living end even matter at this point? I think it does not. They're Besieguing our Besiegue. All right, I mean, we will draw some cards. I need to not draw my whole deck here, obviously, because I don't want to lose to drawing a card in my draw step. But other than that, I mean, I could Lightning Storm them at instant speed in my upkeep. I still will leave one card because there's kind of no harm in it. All right. We have offers, we have pacts. We have double pact, so we're just fine. So we will search, and it's a gemstone mine, which doesn't really matter. All right, so they tick down their Bailmerk. We go to our turn, tick down our Bloom, draw for turn. And we're dealing with quad pact, so we're going to play a Bauble, holding priority, and offer it. They could have Consign here. We'll pact that. Consign doesn't really do anything against Lightning Storm. That's a nice benefit of Lightning Storm over Thassa's Oracle. We can also use pacts like defensively here to like counter their counter magic, which I'm not gonna do yet. I'll use another one here. They can't have triple force negation. They could have double in theory, but so I'll play another gemstone. Honestly, I didn't even need that mana, so why did I fight over it? Who knows? Lightning Storm holding control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be 13. All right, so we pick up a nice 2-1 over Living End. Kind of close games, but you know, we got there in the end. Some interesting decision points, and let's keep going. Round number 3, just a second. Okay, so we have revealed our Kahira. We have an excellent hand here with Bloom, Profane, a little bit of interaction or additional accelerant, and we are on the draw, so not, I mean, that's the one thing not great about this, but opponent is not leading on Jegantha. Oh, is it Burn? Oh, it's Burn. Traditionally a good matchup for Ad Nauseam, but that was when we had white cards, so I don't know if I'm as into that anymore. Radiant Fountain is nice here, though. Question though is, am I going to lead on the Radiant Fountain? Probably I lead on, well, yeah, probably I do. Zurin Orb would be a good draw. More Radiant Fountain. Well, really just one Radiant Fountain more I would accept, but it's not the best. Avarice, though, is not what we need. So we suspend that. Let's play the Radiant Fountain. And we're going to have to play the Profane. I guess we don't have to play the Profane, because we could just like hold up Offer next turn, and then we Avarice on turn 3. Is that better, though? I think probably not. They've got a Rift Bolt and a Bolt Wave, and they're going to hit us to 15. Everflowing Chalice. I mean, yeah, we're taking some more damage. So I could Pact Offer here. And that ramps me a mana. Does that really do anything for me, though? I don't think it does. There is a world where I could, like, Pact and then win in my upkeep. I mean, I do have 2 CMC out of the deck so far, so the deck has 9 CMC left. I think I just basically don't have a choice other than play the Profane. And then I'm gonna get hit for 3 here to 12, guide down to 10, and it's looking not great. Had we been on the play, we would have won this, I think, but I think we're going to lose this. I mean, I could draw Zurin Orb. Zurin Orb is really what I need. Mishra's Bauble, not what I need. Okay, but they didn't do anything else there. So if I get this Clearwater down, I mean, maybe there's a chance. This could just be a pile of instant speed stuff, though, which just kills us. Again, we can win with the Pact, potentially. Is there merit to playing the Chalice? Yes. Gives us an extra mana to work with. Okay, so I will play the Chalice. Multi-kicker 1. Skull Crack. Do I counter that? Probably. Do I want to give them that much mana, though? And they're going to get the mana either way. Okay, yeah, I will actually counter that. Hope that they just have, like, land and maybe another... I don't know. Anything they have is kind of bad, but... Alright, I think I'm going to bauble them now because they're not going to discard us. The additional card in hand might matter. Goblin Guide is a little bit annoying. But I could, like, draw a Pact with it, for example, which would be good. Baron Moor. Not what we need. So they have the guide. So reveal a swamp. Reveal a... What is the other card? Oh, an offer you can't refuse. Okay, so that's good to have on top, kind of. So, I think I have to Pact here and just hope they have, like, a land in hand. And then stack it, try and win on upkeep. Yeah, I mean, I do need to draw until I hit the Pact. I'd be at 8. Again, I have 9 CMC in the deck, so it's not like a guaranteed thing. And that's if they don't have, like, another burn spell in hand. If they do, things definitely get worse here. They have the Skull Crack. Okay, I mean... We get to block 1. We're going to be at 5, which is not good. So we really do not have a lot of life to work with here. All right, so I can stack that lowest, then the bloom, then the profane. I guess maybe, what if I don't go for the Ad Nauseam? Like, what if I just get a, I get like a, I don't know, a Radiant Fountain. I pay for my pact to have a blocker, and then I just like slow play this. Is that better? It might be better. I could even get a Zurin Orb, although I'd rather not sack all my lands. So maybe it is Radiant Fountain. And then I do have this Avarice to like go get the Ad Nauseam in like a slower capacity. 5, 6, 7. Huh. Again, the other option is we get Zurin Orb. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna get Zurin Orb, pay my pact, play the Baron more, tutor out the... Yeah, okay, this is better. This is kind of a crazy line. They have no cards left. They do have 7 here, so they can Barbarian Ring us down to 3. Cast the Bloom. That'll be how I get red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pay our pact. Go to our main phase. The slightly annoying thing here, actually, I can't play the Baron more. So, because if I want to use the Avarice, I have to... And we drew the Zurin Orb. Well, not what we needed, but... Yeah. Okay, so a little bit awkward. Oh, no, but I have my land drop. Never mind, so I'm just fine. So we Avarice for an Ad Nauseam. And now we have... I mean, I'll play another Zurin Orb just in case. And they scoop it up. I mean, okay, sure. I'm surprised, but yeah, so next turn we were going to play the Ad Nauseam that we got off of the Avarice, and then we were going to but we can do it after floating mana, so we sack our mana, go up to 13, even if they have like a 3 damage burn spell or whatever. I guess they could Barbarian Ring us. It wouldn't have been guaranteed unless we drew an untapped land. Oh no, we weren't going to, because we were going to draw an Ad Nauseam. But we have Giant to block the guide. I mean, I think that was a little bit premature of a concession, but who knows. Lightning Storm. Do I want Lightning Storm? I think I don't need it. And while Pact was good there, I think in general I don't need Pact. I'd rather just be like slightly lower to the ground. Cut like an offer. We do want the Radiant Fountain. We do want the Zurin Orb. Explosives is like kind of okay, but not great. Bog we don't need. And maybe maybe it is still worth leaving offer, so we have 10 CMC in the deck. And then like 3 explosives, which again, explosives is not good, but it might be better than nothing. I don't mind the Pact. Although Pact means we can't win at instant speed. So actually I don't think I like Pact that much. So does that mean we should still be on the instant speed plan? None of the rest of these cards are really all that good. I mean, Hope is a blocker, but I don't want that to be what I need to do. And maybe we just go like this. Could see a case for, well, yeah, Pact is, maybe it's -1 Pact +1 explosives. Pact is really not great. This hand is good though. I mean, we have a Zurin Orb, we have Offer Bauble, we have Lotus Bloom, and turn 2 Profane. I mean, this is a hand that can win. We're on the draw. So, I mean, they could just have like a fast enough hand that just kills us. You always hate to see that, but 1 CMC out of our deck already, so there's 9 CMC left in our deck. Pact, not a good draw. So we'll suspend the Bloom, Gemstone. Question is, do I want to bauble Offer here? I think I do. Well, maybe I just offer to counter their spell. No. I guess I could bauble Offer, suspend Profane. That doesn't really help me though. Yeah, I think I'll bauble Offer. Yeah, and then we have Dark Boar, suspend Profane, and we just have to you know, win quickly. There is a world where we can like use our pact as a count. Oh, 1 land. I mean, 1 land means they have gas, but it also means that we're not under the quickest total threat. Radiant Fountain, good draw. And we'll pass. I want to be able to like crack a treasure token in response if I need to. So I'm not gonna, if they have like an artifact destruction or something, I can crack it in response. Bolt Wave, sure. And then another burn spell, maybe? Skewer, sure, we're at 10, we're at 7. I mean, it's not great. 9 CMC in the deck. We can go +6 with the Zurin Orb. So honestly, land would be what I would like to see. Another Zurin Orb. Not what we need. I guess there is a world where I could like sack a land or two. Well, but okay, maybe I need to sack a land or two to live. In which case I could actually sack all 3 of my lands. But then the problem is I have no mana to do anything. Or I have no lands to do anything. This represents 11. No, wait. 13 life. Yeah, this is actually bad. This is not good. 5, 3, and this is not enough mana to really make something happen. I think basically what I need to hope that I don't die. Eidolon. I mean, we already have the Zurin Orb in play. This is 1 damage. This puts us to 6. We have so much mana that we actually can just play the Oracle naturally. I don't need to do anything weird. So I think we just have this on lock. Oh no, but these 2 are each going to be 2 damage. Oh, so I do have a Radiant Fountain I could play after. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to not play these. Then I only have 8 life. Okay, so it is a little bit worse. But if I packed the Eidolon, no, there's no option there. Okay, well, it has to be getting Ad Nauseam. The other option is I turn this down. I turn the Lotus Bloom down. The problem with that is I would then have to card Offer, which is just going to be more damage in the long run. So what I need to happen is I need to draw land, I think. Happy I played the Zurin Orb. Yeah, so if I draw a land, I can go to 10, and then I'm okay because there's 9 CMC in my deck. No, but then when I play the... Oh, it has to be like Radiant Fountain. Radiant Fountain? Gemstone Mine. I don't think that does it. I guess if I have... Okay, so I could go up to 10. there some way I can get this Eidolon out of play? I could Boseiju the Eidolon. Okay, yeah, so I can Boseiju the Eidolon before playing the Oracle, and then Ritual up and play the Oracle. So that's a cool line. It's a very cool line. So we're gonna make, oh, but I need the mana for this, do I? Wait, no, maybe I don't. 4, 5, 8, 3, Boseiju 2, up to 1. No, it's okay. It's okay. So I can sack that for life. This is a really tight line. And then we'll sack this for green, actually. Or blue. It doesn't really matter either way. We'll go green, though, because why not? Yeah, so we'll sack that green. Sack my remaining lands. And we're gonna Nause, leaving 1 green floating. Draw our entire deck. Go to 1. Oh man. Some crazy games here. All right. So we're going to 1. We are Boseijuing the Eidolon. We have Pact if they have like an instant speed bolt or something now. So then we have Zurin Orb, hold priority, offer you can't refuse. They have bolt. We packed their bolt. And that should do it. Crack these for blue. Find our Thassa's Oracle. And that's going to be a game. That was a crazy line. Oh man. Very, just exactly perfect in a lot of ways. Exactly perfect on the mana, exactly perfect on the life. Winning with a Thassa's Oracle and a Zurin Orb and a Dream. Sweet game. All right. So that's a 2-0. We are 3-1. The deck is feeling good, and we're off to match number 5. Round 5. We're on the play. Reveal our Kahira. And this hand is not great. It's kind of a lot of tutors, no fast mana. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is a little bit better. I'm gonna keep this, ship one of these Pact of Negations, I think. We could ship an Urzus or an Engineered Explosives. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. What do we think we're going to need more? I think I'm okay shipping the Pact. And then we are on the play, so we'll suspend a Bloom, play an Urborg. I'm not going to play this Explosives on 1 necessarily, because I don't know what I'm playing against yet. And if it's energy, I don't mind playing it on 1 next turn. Although maybe I should have, because but they would have had Gigantha. Because then I want to Avarice on 3, and I do need to draw the land for that. So Raucous Theater, surveilling 1. It's Black-Red Scam, clearly. No, what is this? I'm not sure what plays that. Zoo plays that, I think. So it could be Zoo, maybe. Avarice. Not really what I need. So we'll play a Saga. I think I am just going to play the Explosive. Well... Okay, I'll pass. Right now we look like Coffers, which is kind of fun. I know, Coffers doesn't play Bloom. I don't know. I don't know what we look at. At some point I want to maybe try like a mono black Belcher. It would have been better before the Grief ban, but could be cool. Land? Okay, we do find our land. That's huge. The Saga ticks up. Play our Fountain. Gain 2 life. Play this Insatiable Avarice. Now, Dash Dragonman, again, our worst nemesis. Don't really have a way around that, though. What do they have? Do they have, like... They have Bowmasters. That's fine. I think if they had well, no. Would they have played Dragonman there instead of Bowmasters? I don't know. I mean, I think there's nothing else we're really going to do about this. We just have to play it and hope. So, it is what it is. This is a little bit dicey against Ragavan in general. So, maybe it's worth, like... No, but Wishclaw getting blown up is also a problem. Especially since decks probably are going to be bringing in Artifact or Enchantment removal against us. Kind of don't like that we are just, like, fairly cold to a Ragavan, though. Although, maybe they're not actually Zoo. They look like they're just red-black. So, that's fine. We can get a Zern Orb off this Saga. Or anything else, you know, whatever we want. Oh, okay, so they're like Hollow One. So Burning Inquiry would not be good. I mean, the odds are relatively in our favor, I guess. Well, we do keep our Ad Naus. That's good. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, their Orc is gonna get big. So actually the Zern Orb may be relevant. So that'll be +4 life. And here I'm taking... No, it's not actually going to be relevant. 2 Avarices are gone. The Flame Blade doesn't matter. Thoughtseize would be bad. Hopefully it's just like play a Hollow One, pass. Surely they don't have the Thoughtseize as well. Okay. They don't seem to, although they could play it post-combat. Alright, so we're in okay shape here then. Bloom ticking down. Alright, we're casting that. We are drawing for turn. Load a mana. Get a Zern Orb. Load another mana. Another mana. Can even add 3 blue here. Sack the land. Cast the Ad Naus. Draw our deck. Although it is not draw, so notably Bowmasters doesn't matter. This is satisfying when you're like drawing so many cards and the life total just stays on the same thing for such a long time. Alright, so we have finished drawing our deck, going down to 9 life. I'll play a Gemstone Mine. Play a Bauble. Need to find an offer. There's one. I'll Bauble and offer it. Bauble them. See any tech. They're playing Blood Crypt. Good to know. Got to keep that in mind. Never would have thought so otherwise. We can then Lightning Storm while holding priority. And we will discard. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then the 3 from Lightning Storm itself. We're up a game over Hollow One. Alright, so I want the Noxious Survival, especially with how they could like churn things into our yard. They're speedy. I want the Radiant Fountain. Could have Hate. I don't think I'll need a... Yeah, I don't think I'll need a Boseiju, but maybe we can think about that. Do want the Zurin Orb. Map no, Hope no, Explosives. I mean, Explosives can be okay. We can like get a Flame Blade. If I have nothing else, I'll think about Explosives, and I'll think about like a Boseiju. Could also think about an island in that case. Tormod's Crypt, I think is likely not needed. So what don't we need? I mean, Pact is honestly not great against them, although Lightning Storm is... Like, if our Lightning Storm gets discarded, it's bad, don't get me wrong. It's like, how do we win if we lose a Lightning Storm? We have to Noxious it, and then we can't immediately draw a card. So we would have to, like, pass the turn, draw it on the upkeep after making some mana, keep 7 lands in hand, and do 17. I mean, it's theoretical. It's a theoretical way to win. I wouldn't exactly say I would expect to win that way, but there's also the question of, do I want Thassa's Oracle over the Lightning Storm? I think I don't want to go up to 2 win cons. It feels maybe a little bit too risky. I could cut 1 offer. Note Noxious Survival is a mana, so we're at 12 mana value. Offer is really not good against what they're doing generally. Pact is also honestly not that great against what they're doing. So maybe we go like this. 1 Pact. Got our Kahira still. Super relevant. I mean, we have Explosives, we have mana, we have Noxious Survival, which could potentially be interesting. We just need to draw a tutor, and we do have some ability to do so. We could like cycle the Barrenmoor, cycle the Bauble. I think I'm going to keep this. It's a little bit iffy, but I think I have enough draws that I'm willing to chance it. And maybe Explosives can slow them down if they just have like a Flame Blade hand. Yeah, okay, Flame Blade. Offer. So, alright, so that's clearly happening. So I guess we Gemstone. Oh, we're lagging a little bit. Let's give it 1 second here. Alright, it seems to have caught up. So we'll play the Gemstone. I'm going to play the Explosives on 1 here. Let's make sure we click that. X is 1. Alright. Don't want to lose another one to that. And then I'm going to Bauble. I'm not going to save it for offer because we have the Bloom. So it's more important to get the card draw in. And I'll Bauble them on upkeep, draw it on our turn. They have a Goblin Lore. So that's going to make for a big Flame Blade. We do have the Radiant Fountain to mitigate things a little bit, though. Look, they just go for the burning. We do lose an Avarice. They lose a FOMO. They lose a Goblin Lore. We pick up a better land. Well, not better, but at least it means we can cycle Barrenmoor. Play a Hollow One. They're going to chunk us for 4. Unless they have like another Burning Inquiry. Maybe they just go crazy. I could Noxious Survival the Insatiable Avarice. Now is not the turn for it. It would be like next turn, I guess, but something to think about, depending on what we draw. Dump a Fatal Push. Why do they have Fatal Push in their deck? I guess maybe because they saw Saga. Draw from Bauble. I definitely am feeling that I want some life gain. Saga. So if I Saga, I can crack explosives. Yeah, I'll Saga here. And then just hold up the option of cracking explosives. I mean, I could also Chalice. That's not as good. Problem is I'm gonna have to take a couple hits, but maybe Saga ticking down will get me there in time. Like if they don't have anything else, I think I'm actually in okay shape because I can Noxious back the Avarice next turn, land Avarice, and the turn after that. Although I do lose 2 lands to this, so the mana is not gonna be that much. So maybe well, Goblin Lore. Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen. The Lightning Bolt, Blood Moon. Blood Moon is good to know, so we do want to bring in that what's it called? The island. Here, again, we're cracking our explosives, kill the Adept. Do I want to Noxious Survival here is the question. If I go to 10, Hollow One would take me down to 6. I've lost 3 mana value so far. I think how far away is Bloom? Bloom is 2 turns away. I guess worst case, I could still... No. Okay, I think I would like to draw a different card. I think I'm not going to Noxious here. It's like if I Noxious... Okay, all right, let me think about one more time, do the math properly. I Noxious, I go to 10. Avarice is on top. I play a land. I Avarice putting Ad Nauseam on top. I lose my Gemstone Mine to do that. So then so the Saga ticks up. Okay, so then I have 1 land in play, the Darkboard Pathway. Then, yeah, so on the turn that I'm trying to win, I could play the Barrenmoor, but then I would be out of land. So I would need to draw an untapped land. I would also need to... Yeah, I would also need to... Yeah, I would need to draw an untapped land. And even then, so I take 4 and 2 for this. So I'd be at 6. 2 land, 6, be back up to 10, 13. I have 10 life exactly. I mean, there's a chance there. But that's also is, assuming that they have nothing else. What are the chances they have nothing else? They don't have a land, otherwise they would have played it. They don't have a Hollow One, they would have played it. They could have like a Flame Blade, they could have more cycling based things, they could have like a Bolt, and that's where things get a little bit scary. Do I have a better shot by waiting though? It's like, let's say I wait, what am I doing? I make a Saga token, and I'm kind of in the same spot. Okay, I think maybe I do go for it. Because I guess I could still make a Saga token. The other option is I could... Because if I wait... Okay, no. If I wait, though, I can pay this using mana. So I play, like, Darkboar on the green side. I could also do this in the upkeep using mana. So if I make a Saga token, upkeep, Noxious Mat with mana. Or I just play the Everflowing. Okay, I'm gonna wait, actually. Yeah, I think it's too many things have to go right in order to win with that. And I think it's maybe a little bit too dicey. Okay, so Lotus Bloom kind of fixes the mana problems, but... Yeah, so maybe if I play this on green side... What do I play on black? Oh man. Play this on green side. Play the Chalice. Take a hit for 4, down to 8. Upkeep, I like Noxious off of mana. Use the floating, and then that. And then use the gemstone, play the Baron more. Maybe? Alternately, well, depending on what they do, I maybe Saga. Okay, so I will play this on green side. And I think I do make the Chalice. And I guess we're passing from there. That was a tough turn. I mean, hopefully they just don't have much else. I'm trying to keep lands in play in order to be able to like Zern Orb a bunch of life back, because that's kind of my like main concern at the moment. This is going to hit us to 8. They're not doing anything else yet. I mean, they could have like Bowmasters or something. Bowmasters would be bad. Honestly, if they have some sort of randomness thing, I'd be pretty okay with it. Okay, cycling Hollow One, I'm very okay with. And they do pick up a Swamp. Thoughtseize? Nethergoyf. Nethergoyf is bad. Definitely that's bad. We don't want to see that. So now, again, we have to think about, well, I could Noxious on my upkeep. I think I probably can't Noxious on my upkeep anymore, because I'm going to have to make a creature to block the Nethergoyf. So then it would be next turn. I guess I could still Noxious. The blooms tick down. But if I do Noxious, it would have to be with life. So maybe never mind. So here, 3. How many turns is that? That's 2 turns away. Okay, so that's not going to be relevant. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make the thing with Saga. Get a Zern Orb. Block the Nethergoyf. Hope they don't have Fatal Push. Alternately, Noxious here, go to 6. 3. Get the Avarice. Cast the Avarice. But then I need to draw the card from the Avarice. That's a problem. I could maybe draw it with Baron more. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is just nowhere near enough mana. Alright, so we're going to be passing. Is there a benefit to drawing the Avarice now versus drawing a random card? I guess if I draw the Avarice now, I could Baron more, construct a thing, use my bloom to cast the Avarice. I'd be at 6, I'd be at 2. I block the Goyf. I'm dead to bolt, I'm dead to push. Do I have another line though? Think no? Alright, so then that's I think what we're gonna do. So we're gonna Noxious the Avarice. Draw for turn. Make a construct. Get a Zern Orb. Oh no, we're down a land though, so this is still kind of bad. Play that. So maybe, I guess, well, if I do this now or later, it doesn't really matter. Except later I have to spend an extra mana, but if I do it now, I don't, like, I kind of have to skip my draw for turn. Maybe this was not so good. Okay, so what about if I Avarice? Anyway, I can live like 2 turns. Probably not. Right, take the hit, go to 2. Untap draw. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. That's not enough. There's just no path, but I guess I just have to draw for turn and see what happens. I guess the other path is I like draw 3 with the Avarice, but then I lose 3 life and I'm dead. So that doesn't work. Alright, so maybe I do need to just like draw for turn and hope we hit something. So then I shouldn't have Noxious the Avarice. I should have actually like Noxious like a Bauble maybe. This is all assuming we even live. I mean, do we have the island in our deck? No, we don't. Well, that's not good. I guess I can chump the hollow one and then like survive another Goyf hit. Or trade with the hollow one, survive another Goyf hit with sacking a thing. Maybe if they don't attack. Well, that's gonna have to happen. Oh wait, what did I do? Oh, I just didn't spend the thing. Alright, whatever. We were losing that anyway. The island needs to come in. What else don't I need? No, offers fine. Act is really not that great, but I think 1 is still worth it. I think we can cut in explosives on the play. Fog is not needed. Do I want offer? I think no. I mean, offer can be good like defensively, like counter their inquiry or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I think it's maybe a little bit too narrow. Do I want to go up that high on CMC as well? Maybe not. Actually, maybe I was gonna say I could leave the explosives in over like a worse land, but it's okay. This is I mean, if we get Burning Inquiry, we're in trouble. But if we don't, this hand is pretty good. So I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, so I mean it's Barrenmore, it's Lotus Bloom. We're looking for an Avarice on 3 and to win on 4. And if I have to, I can Pact on 3. So the main concern is like a turn 2 Burning Inquiry. But hopefully they don't have that. Usually they'd want to save that till after they have something aggressive to do. So, I mean, honestly, Bowmasters is something I'd be pretty happy with seeing. I just need to draw a land for this Avarice. That's not a land. We'll play that, though. We'll pass the turn. We do potentially, I mean, I guess that would be on turn 5, though, which is slow. Represents 8 mana, which is still not enough to, like, Avarice and get into a Naws on the same turn, but it's not impossible. Flame Blade, yeah. I would be surprised if they Burning Inquiry here, but maybe. Oh, they have Thoughtseize. We do have Noxious for the Lightning Storm. So, I mean, we can see what they go for. That's definitely annoying, but honestly, I think I'd rather them take the Avarice, because, well, no, it's I could like end step a Lightning Storm, which would be okay too, or end step an Ad Nauseam and then Lightning Storm. So they do take the Avarice. So now we have no way to get our Ad Nauseam. Profane will likely be too slow. Explosives is good, but probably also slow. We're still going to play it. We'll start getting some mana, but don't like our chances after that Thoughtseize. We never did draw the land, so we wouldn't have even been casting the Avarice anyway. But, I mean, okay, Bowmasters. So they don't really have the fastest hand. Maybe they were like leaning on the... okay, so maybe they're going for a Burning Inquiry next turn, though, is partly a concern. We get a Bloom. Draw for turn. Clearwater Pathway is okay. I mean, it lets me have offer up. And then we can wait. We can like offer if they're Burning Inquiry. And it does give them mana, but like I don't want to lose my hand. I don't want to increase this Bowmaster's Clock, so I'm okay like risking that. Next turn we'll have 9 mana, which is certainly a lot of mana. Pithing Needle. So here I pop explosives. They're probably going to name Lightning Storm, actually. So we have no way to bounce that, so we do need to just counter this. Yeah. Interesting. Would have been a reason to go for Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle is also a little bit better against getting the win con discarded and having to Noxious it. They have the Burning Inquiry. Well, that's going to happen. We do hit the Noxious, which is kind of funny. But this is a big Bowmaster. And also I can't spend this Noxious on like the Avarice because I need to Noxious the Lightning Storm and I only have 1 Noxious. So they've got 4 left. I mean, is there well, that's just also bad. So we're probably just dead. When we pop this, we take 5, we go to 10. They have 10 power in play. Maybe if we draw, no, even drawing exactly Gnaws, I think is not good enough. Phoenix, do I need to counter that or anything? I guess my Lightning Storm is already out of the deck. So I could also Noxious the Lightning Storm onto the top and then Barrenmore to draw it. So that's a line. This is happening next turn. So I will just have all of the mana I could ever need. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll be at 4 life. That's a problem. Yeah, the haste on this is actually a huge problem. I mean, if I packed that, though, what is my plan to win? I just have nothing I can do in my upkeep, and I just die. So, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I can naturally draw Gnaws, have nothing but land on the top of my deck, and get to enough things for Lightning Storm. The odds are not good. And that's not going to do it. So, yeah, we lost a kind of close one to Hollow One. I mean, we kept the hand. It definitely had chances. That's a 32. Kind of should have been a 4-1. Definitely that misclick in round number 2. I think we could have won that if not for that. Although I don't know that it was guaranteed. Let's take a look back at the deck list and wrap it up. Okay, so this was the list. I think this is an improvement over the previous version I played. I liked a lot of the ideas that I sort of incorporated here. I like not really relying on the Wishclaw Talisman. I like Avarice as a card overall. I think it's pretty good. I like the green splash for Boseiju. The mana was a little bit dicey. I'd like if there was more rainbow. I would like if there was a way to tutor mana with Saga, and I think that Springleaf Drum is probably the way to go there. Mox Amber doesn't work. Just, a way to go +1 mana with Saga would be nice. So, yeah, I think Springleaf is worth considering there. I mean, the sideboard felt good. Noxious, I think, is a kind of important addition, even though it didn't quite work out at the end there. It gives us play in situations where we otherwise wouldn't really have any play. The Kahira didn't come up, but we played mostly fast decks, so not that it necessarily would. And then yeah, I mean, like, our map didn't, like, some of our slower anti-control stuff, not that much, although Bastaju probably won us that game against Living End, so that was pretty cool. I think Pact is good. I can't believe we paid for Pact once here. Definitely had some sweet lines and had a sweet time playing it. So if you have any ideas, definitely feel free to let me know in the comments. This deck is it's definitely cool. So until next time, keep casting Lightning Storm like it is 2017 or 2018 all over again. All right, bye everyone.